Curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest today is dusting off the mixer as we speak.
Yes, it's a little dusty in here.
But you weren't doing that for a joke. You were really dusting off the equipment.
I do. I like to clean, though. I'm a cleaner.
I'm
one of those. Yes.
Jackie Lewandowski is here. Nikki is here. Shawn is here. And I am here. This is the Memorial Day episode? But you listen to this anytime you want or watch. But we're recording this before Memorial Weekend. So this comes out on the Monday. You feeling good?
Oh, yeah.
Feeling great.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Jackie, you said you're OCD like that. Are you like me? Let's say you just came home from work. All right, and you're starving. You want to eat something.
Yes.
But you see 3 or 4 dishes in the sink.
Oh, God.
Could you eat lunch with those dishes in the sink?
Yes, I could, but then I would clean up immediately afterwards.
I couldn't even do that.
If I see a fuzz like on the carpet that's like a different color than the carpet and I see it.
A fuzz.
It kind of bothers me. Have to pick it up.
But you could sit there and eat a sandwich knowing there are dishes in the sink.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
Yeah, because, you have to do it afterwards anyway. So I'm not going to do it and then do it over again.
Aren't you going to wash the dish you're eating?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Shawn.
Yeah, why wash the dishes and then have to wash another one later?
I have dishes in the sink right now.
Isn't that something how people are different? Yeah, these are my issues.
See, it doesn't bother you. No, it's better when it doesn't bother you.
Yeah. That
But these
doesn't
things are
bother me.
out of our hands. You can't control how your brain is wired.
No.
It is the way it is, right?
Hey, because of this podcast, I'm getting better at loading the dishwasher. Instead of putting stuff in the sink, I put it right in the dishwasher.
Because of one of our questions?
I mean, I still put stuff in the sink, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, I'll catch myself be like, no, just put it right in the dishwasher, and then when that's full, you run it.
Yeah. And you don't see it.
Right.
Like it hides it in the dishwasher.
Right.
So
Yes,
it looks
exactly.
nice and clean. And
You missed that episode. And we'll start answering the questions. But Jackie, someone asked, as long as we're on the topic, are you a organized dishwasher loader or just a scramble them in any way they can, like a game of Chenga?
hyper organized. Hyper
Yes.
organized. In the dishwasher.
How about your husband? Does he
Sometimes
just
I'll
throw
take
them all
them
in?
out and I'll rearrange
Get
them
out.
if somebody doesn't put them in. Which is sick, but
No,
I maximize the space. That's why I do that. I maximize
But do you put like the plates
space.
where the plate's supposed to go in a nice
Absolutely.
line? Oh, I just
Yeah.
throw everything in. As long as it's
my
out of the way.
God.
As
No.
long as it's out of the way. I don't
No.
care. I don't even care if I know something on top isn't going to get washed. It's not going to get hit
no.
with the stream. I don't care as long as it's in there.
But then why do you put it in there?
Just to make it look clean. Because it's not in the sink anymore.
Yeah, I'm just that weird person where there's and you could ask my wife, she'll verify this. There are things I'll walk right past numerous times, and that drives her nuts. That why don't you just pick it up? But then I have weird things like the dishwasher where it needs to be a certain way.
Sick.
But
Yeah,
like my whole
that's
life
funny.
isn't one way or the other.
So you're
Like,
not all like that for
I'm
everything.
not all OCD
Just-
about things being neat,
just the
and I'm not
dishwasher.
completely messy. There's just all these like certain things that need to be. Like
Who
the
the-
dishwasher is one of those things I care about.
Who
Other
the
than
hell
that, my
are
life's
we?
a mess.
I have to have the TV on an even number. Volume. The volume.
Really?
Yes.
See, folks, this is the problem episode. We're this is the confession.
No,
We're
I
getting
think,
it all
I think
out.
it's good. It's like quirky. I love quirkiness.
So you put the
Everybody has a
volume
quirk.
up, 25, 26.
No, it can't
you
be on
can't stop it at
25.
27.
No, it has to be on 26 or 28.
That's amazing.
Now
I have a thing with
That's
odd numbers. I
incredible.
don't like them.
that's
So you're not enjoying 2025. You want it to be
No.
2026.
Yeah, get this year over with.
Get this year over.
Yeah.
All right, well, Jackie, it's been a while, so remember, if you pick a question and it has something you're uncomfortable with, just hit that.
Okay.
Hit the bell and we'll move on. But you're going to start us off. We're overloaded here. Now we're going to...
Wow.
Here, let me tip it toward you.
Folks, remember, we want this to be fun for you. Your questions, creative, weird, unique, honest, personal, made up, whatever, brownbag@WNEP.com. Email them. They get in the bag. You're on the podcast. You're on the YouTube. You're all over the place. And you get to see this and listen to it and influence others. brownbag@WNEP.com. Jackie, hit it, baby.
Go ahead, grab one.
All right.
Oh, she's a
She
top
takes
picker.
from the
Yep,
right
from
from the
See,
top.
there's something right there. Now, why not dig deep? Why are you a top?
I feel like the bottom ones are older.
Yeah, but I mixed them up before the show.
Oh,
so.
see, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But
Do I read it now? I forget.
yeah, you open that thing up, and we want you to be uncomfortable to a point where it makes
So-
everybody happy.
So, do you call it a sub or a hoagie?
Didn't we have
Did
something
we have
similar?
this? Yeah, I
we
think
had
that
something
may be
similar to that.
Answer that. Question some.
Yeah,
know,
you weren't
then
here
come
when
back.
we answered that one.
Answer that one and then pick another one. What do you call it?
Hoagie.
You're a hoagie girl. Yeah, and remember that's a Pennsylvania thing.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
why I say I'm very.
Sub. What do you call a submarine? Do you call a naval submarine a hoagie? What would you do there?
A submarine. Sub.
Not a hoagie.
Why would I call a submarine a hoagie?
Nuclear submarine. You call it a
A
hoagie.
nuclear hoagie.
It's a nuclear
I've had
hoagie.
a few of those.
When you eat a taco, which way do you tilt your head? To the left or to the right? Oh, I love that question.
Wait a minute. Let's really think about this. I have to
Wait.
get something that's
Here's
like
the taco.
Yeah. All right.
Left.
Left.
Yes.
I'm
Wow.
left.
No, right.
You're right. I
Well,
couldn't
I
even. I
I'm
can't
left.
even imagine.
And does
Doing it that way.
Does it change?
I don't think I could.
I think I'm going to the right.
You're going to
What
the
are you
right?
going?
I left. I'm
I'm
left.
going to the left.
I'm going to the right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. To
See,
the right.
these are the things that come up. Wow.
But it could change though, couldn't
And
it?
does it change?
Like if all of a
It
sudden
feels really
something's gonna
awkward.
start dripping, then you're gonna go pivot.
Maybe.
Right? If something's
As a-
coming out, right? You could pivot.
I'm definitely always the right.
I'm always the left.
I've never thought about it while eating a taco.
Yeah, me
but-
neither.
Yeah.
I wonder if
But
that-
now
I
I'm
would
going to
say
think
left.
of it every single
And
time.
then I wonder if that's going to skew
You
what you
might.
would normally
Yeah.
do.
Maybe I'm not. I don't know.
I don't know
We need to
now.
get tacos in here.
Yeah, we'd have to actually be in that situation.
Right.
How
You
hungry
do.
you are.
And know
a
what
good
this,
question.
Do you ever do this? You think you're blinking too much, and then you can't stop thinking about blinking until it goes away. It's on your mind. Now you're not. See, you guys are all. Look at Jackie. You're blinking at me.
Am I?
Are we blinking too much? And now it's going to be on your mind. then,
No.
then you forget about it. It's got to be unconscious. Same thing
No.
with the twist. I think you can't think about it. You just have to let it happen. Taco left, taco right,
True,
head left,
true.
head right.
Do you think there's a person out there that doesn't tilt their head at all? They either eat the
How would you
taco
do
like
that?
head on this way, or like a sandwich
Let
and
me
bite the
see.
middle
Yeah,
first.
Yeah,
If
let
you
me
just,
see so.
well, if you just bite the middle and work your way down,
I don't know.
then you wouldn't have to.
Why do you
This
have
way
to
would
tilt
be
it?
impossible,
I
I would
don't
think, because
know.
it's too far vertical. But if you turned it sideways and ate it kind of like a sandwich, you wouldn't tilt your head.
I don't know. I think
I think-
you have to tilt.
But you
a
tilt
little
because
bit.
when
Yeah, I
you
think
open
you
your
have to
mouth,
tilt.
it's longer this way, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to
I
fit
think
it
you
in
have
the
to
longer
tilt.
ellipsoid of your mouth. You have to tilt.
You have to tilt.
If you go straight in, you're going to hit your teeth. You got to go. You got to tilt. it.
Perhaps.
This is nuts. I changed my life. Sean, you're up. You're up.
I've
Jackie, aren't you
never
glad you
thought of
came?
that.
Oh yeah.
We got to get this out that Jackie, even though we love her, she's a replacement for John
Yeah.
Meyer, who was called out on an emergency story.
Yeah. So I felt really good.
She's the backup plan. No, we love you. We love you. John's got to go to when the eyeballs are swelled out.
This is from John in Susquehanna. He wants to know.
This is your people, Sean. You're a
It is
Susquehanna guy.
my hometown. Why do birds chirp at dawn?
So chirp, sing, whatever you want to call it. Why do they do this at dawn?
Let's call an ornithologist. And
So
figure it out.
yes, now look at Jackie. You're thinking about this. The special guest today gets to.
I feel
think
like
about-
they just woke up because I mean they chirp all day long.
Yeah, so-
did you not? Does
is
they
So
chirp all
are
day
they
long?
more noisy
Yeah.
in
At
the
dawn.
morning?
is this
that
a
I don't know.
confirmation bias? The world is quiet in the morning, so you hear the birds more, but they're going all day long, so you only remember when you heard them more.
that could be it.
That's what I'm thinking. Because I particularly like to watch the birds. I do. We
But-
have feeders, and they chirp all day long.
Yeah, but they're definitely not chirping at night.
No, they're not because they're probably sleeping.
Right. So why do they? And when do they kick it out? When I'm coming into work here before 4 in the morning, you know
Chirping?
this, Nikki.
They're chirping.
They're going crazy.
Really?
They
Already?
are.
That
So-
early?
Yes, I open up my car door in the WNP parking lot to walk to the building, and I notice the birds. And I'm like, I say this every day. Thank you, birds, because they just sound great.
They do.
But this is 4 in the morning.
I mean, I guess
So-
why are they chirping in the first
Why are they
place?
doing
you
it
know
at
what I
the-
mean? Are they communicating with each other? Is it baby birds chirping because they're hungry? Like,
know.
what? I guess you'd have to know what the chirping is
yeah,
about.
yeah. True.
The birds
Why
in
they're
my
chirping.
house do not chirp at 4 in the morning.
So Nikki
Cinnamon
has
and sugar.
cinnamon sugar, 2 birds, but
But you
that's
still
not.
have their tiny little muzzles
I
on them,
do.
don't you?
I know. But they, as soon as the sun comes out, as soon as it gets light out, they do start chirping.
So maybe it is a sunrise thing.
But
Maybe the sun triggers
but the
it. I
birds
don't
do start chirping when we come in.
Are you
first thing in the
Googling it?
morning.
I'm Googling it now. Why would they start so early at 4 a.m.? The sun's not coming up till 5:36.
Yeah, so it's not sun. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're just
Hungry?
hello world.
Maybe. I don't know.
Let's go with the. It's my turn. So
Here,
Sean's going to get
I'll do
the
the-
AI
I'll do the
answer.
Googling.
He's our AI guy. He's gonna get the answer. Why do birds chirp or sing in the morning? Or maybe they're doing it all day long. We don't know. But that's why, that's why people come to us for these deep.
Yeah.
Answers
Isn't that
and
a
questions.
song? Why do birds sing or something?
And I'm glad they
Probably.
choose to email
think
us
so.
instead of just Googling it themselves.
I know.
We wouldn't have a show. We wouldn't have a show at all. So thank you, John, for just emailing us instead of firing up Google.
You're right.
I do have an answer.
You're right
That's
about the
pretty
song,
funny.
though. The birds chirping.
Right.
All right, here we
Yeah.
go.
All right, so yes, birds often chirp more in the morning, a phenomenon known as the dawn chorus. This occurs because birds sing louder and more frequently in the early morning hours, particularly before sunrise.
Before sunrise. So we're
why
coming
they
in.
do it? They're either attracting mates, establishing territory, warming up for singing all day,
But they're not warming up.
communication.
So nobody knows,
yeah.
basically. Nobody knows.
No.
Oh, because of the low light, they have difficulty seeing the other birds,
Oh,
so
so
they are more vocal, so they know where the other birds are. Anyway, thanks, AI.
Doesn't everything come down to mating and territory? I mean,
Pretty much.
basically, that's
Could be,
everything in
yeah.
life. That's everything about
Yeah.
us, and sad but
True.
true. Nikki,
a
what do you
long
think? What do you
question.
think about mating and territory? Are they prominent in your life? Those two topics, at least. Well, I shouldn't.
Mating and territory. I mean, you never know.
I should have said that. I take that back. Sean, edit that out. All right, Brian wants to know. Hey, gang, just finished the Don Jacobs episode. Oh,
Okay.
and you guys did a great job sending Don off. It's a sad to see him go. I'm a big fan since moving to the area 2000. All right, first, I noticed when Mindy is wearing a dress or skirt, it looks like she is packing heat. Mindy's not here to
Oh,
defend
I know
herself.
what it is.
Is it the microphone?
I guess that is the sound equipment you guys need to wear.
It's her
Oh,
mic pack.
so the ladies, when they wear a dress or skirt, they have
Yeah.
this strap on their thigh, like a James Bond villain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's where the microphone is attached, because we usually put it on a belt buckle.
right. But
And
when
you
you wear a dress, you can't.
You can't, so they put this.
It's a microphone strap.
Yeah.
And she has her microphone and her IFB attached to it. With our
with her
earpiece.
sound, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen her in a commercial break. She'll lift her skirt up, almost uncomfortably high, but not uncomfortably high. And there's this belt around her thigh, and it
Yeah.
looks like a gun in there.
It does.
yeah,
but it's
that's
a microphone.
so funny.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That's awesome.
Second, while watching Jeopardy the other day, I notice guys run an ad proclaiming their homegrown talent that knows all the ins and outs of the area. Apparently, this makes them better at reporting the news. Does anybody buy into this load of hooey?
Well,
Wait,
clearly,
Do
who
they?
is this?
This is Brian Jacobs.
Well, Brian doesn't buy into.
Do they not know that WNP has their own homegrown talent as well?
I mean, it's just.
So what do you guys think about that?
Wait, what?
Should
the other guys' commercials for their news?
Okay.
They mentioned
he was
that
watching
homegrown
Jeopardy and he
talent.
saw a homegrown talent commercial
Oh.
for the other station.
Well, we've done that before.
I
Years
think
ago.
everybody
you-
can run whatever promos they want
Yeah,
to
why
run.
not?
No, but
Well,
do you
it's
buy
just the
into the
nature.
hooey where if you're from the area, you're going to be a better reporter? That's kind
Well, I
of.
think like any
I
commercial,
don't
you're
think
just
so.
hoping someone hears the message, believes the message, and then makes a decision based on that. That's literally any commercial for
Yeah,
news.
absolutely.
No, but
products,
his
whatever.
premise is what he wants to know. Do you think if you're from the area, you're going to make a better reporter in that area? Or should you. Well, listen, we're owned by a big company. They can't say, oh, only apply to this job if you're from the area. That would be discrimination. Mm-hmm. So look at it that way. It's job discrimination if you
Right.
only hire people from that area.
Well, and then
We
it's
get
like
the
how
best
many
in the
people in the area even want to be in this business and all that. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? It's not a deep pool of people who,
I
wanna
think
be
with
journalists.
everything there could be pluses and negatives.
There is.
So it could be, and it could be they could bring something to the table, and then someone that comes in new could bring something into
Right.
the table. I mean, we've done promos like that years and years ago. I remember when I did promos. We've done.
Because you're from the area. I'm
We've
from
done.
the area. Sean's
We've
from
done.
the area.
Yeah, we highlighted the people from the area, but it doesn't mean anything if you're not from the area.
right.
Because everybody brings something different to the table.
Right.
That's
So
how
true.
I feel about it.
Nikki,
So
where are you
true.
from again? I forget.
I'm from the Reading area.
That's right. I knew that. So you're almost area person too.
Scott
you're like,
Schaefer and I were from the same
Yes.
place.
You're
Yep.
like you're
Yeah.
like border area.
Borderline, yeah. I'm from right outside Schuylkill County.
Right. Right.
Berks County is right outside Schuylkill County.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I grew up 45 half hour away from Schuylkill County. So
And I
I'm
remember-
almost from the area.
Right. I remember, as a matter of fact, we did a promo with Scott Schaefer, and his recollection of the area was, I guess he was in sports, maybe basketball, and he would
Yeah.
talk about coming to the area. That was his connection, doing basketball games when he was a kid.
See?
I'm sure you
Yeah.
probably
It's
were
nice
in
to
and out
be-
of the
Yeah,
area as
yeah.
well.
It's nice to be connected, but you can
Yeah.
be from far away. and
I think
still-
there's a benefit to having a variety of backgrounds and people, and
Absolutely.
different perspectives. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that all one is
races,
better than the other.
backgrounds, heights, colors, body sizes. We take it all and
Yeah.
use it to the best.
all
All
good.
right. Good question, though. Do cinnamon and sugar chirp more in the morning or no? Your birds.
Yeah.
They do.
I think they do. I think they do. They wake me up on my days off. They, as soon as the sun comes up, they just start chirping.
They're not doing it for mating purposes, right?
I don't know.
Did they ever, you know?
They haven't.
They're
But
two- are they
I
two different
kinda want them
species?
to.
They're-
No, they're the same species.
You want
I kind
them-
of want them to.
Whoa. You want them to?
Yeah, because then I would
But a
be.
baby.
I
Yeah,
would
but that's
have
like a
like-
forced arrangement. Let them find their own mate, not that you chose.
But then I would be a
Set
little.
them free, and if they come back,
I would be a
Yeah.
grandma.
isn't that what
I
it
don't
says
know
on
if
the
that'd be a good
poster?
idea.
No, he's
Don't
right.
release
If you
domesticated birds, in the
if you
wild.
love something, you have to set it free.
No.
Set those birds free.
No.
And maybe Sugar will come back pregnant.
Like they always say, set your domesticated birds free, and if they come back, it's a miracle.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So Sugar and what is it again?
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. You never saw some type of romance or
No.
affection.
No. Sugar's tried. But cinnamon,
What?
Sugar has tried.
Sugar's the male.
No, Sugar's the female.
Are the females the aggressors in this situation?
Not usually, but he just doesn't want anything to do with her.
That's very
They're not
unlike
compatible,
most
maybe.
males.
I think they are. I think they are incompatible.
That's very
Yeah.
yeah.
Bird.
Do male? Wow, I don't know any male that feels that way about.
I know.
Well, don't the male birds, like in nature, like the color, they're brighter color
brighter
to
colors to
attract,
attract
the
the mates,
females.
yes.
Yeah.
Usually.
So, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's,
Maybe she's
they're
ugly.
just not attracted. They're not attracted to
Maybe
each other.
Sometimes, I mean, you're not attracted to everyone you meet.
Right.
But if he's in this cage for how long? He knows this is it. This is your only option, dude. This is what happens when you're in prison. You're
Step
out of
up.
options.
She's not
Step
ugly. She's beautiful. But I guess just not to him.
You have to have a talk with him and say it's not going to get any. It's not
This
going
is
to
your
get
only
any. This is your
option.
only option. You're in prison.
All right, moving on.
All right.
Who's next?
Moving along.
Is it me? Who is it?
Joe, my son tells me it's just a matter of time before our sun burns out. What are
Oh,
your thoughts
God.
on this?
Matter of time. I know exactly this. The sun is about 4.5 billion years old, and we know it has about 4 billion more years of fuel.
Oh,
It's
no.
going to swell out into a supergiant in I think about 2-3 billion years, but billions.
So we're good. We're good
Don't
to
worry
go.
about it.
Humans have only been on the planet for 200,000 years. That's 0.2 of 1 million, and the sun has billions of years left in it.
Then what happens? Is it just like a light bulb just turns right off?
No,
Does
it's
it
gonna
explode,
so it's-
implode?
No. So the sun is going to swell out into a supergiant star. There's plenty of them in the galaxy, and then it's going to engulf the orbit of Mars, Mercury, Venus, and maybe as close to the Earth. So we will be the closest planet to the sun as the sun expands, and then all of our oceans evaporate, our atmosphere vaporizes.
Ooh,
and
tell your son that.
we're
No.
just going to be
That's
a
a great bedtime
We're going to be a
story.
scorched rock in space, and then eventually the sun is going to shrink back down to a white dwarf, and then that's it.
I can't
But
wait
not
to
for
tell
2
my
billion
daughters
years.
this tonight.
That this is billions of years away.
Yeah, we're fine. We're
Yeah.
fine for now.
The end.
Yeah. All right. Good night, girls.
Yeah.
Well, what's cool about that is our atoms will still be here when all of this happens. The atoms that make up your body. They're not going anywhere. So you're either going to be in the ground, in the atmosphere, the grass, the soil, or rock, and we're all going to be here for this event.
Awesome.
Crazy.
Cool.
Unconsciously,
wait.
but you'll be here.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's recyclable.
Rad.
Time passes quick when you're dead, though, so it's practically tomorrow. Jackie, you're back up.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I think I lost a question down here. How long have you known that the birds weren't going to be attracted to each other? Like, is this?
I've known for a couple of years.
This one says, I don't have a question, but a statement.
Statement?
Do we
Our
do
statements are allowed.
They're allowed?
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear that statement.
All right. I work at Awesome Paws in Hazelton. I was wondering if you guys could do like a shout out to Awesome Paws.
You're doing it now.
We are a doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming facility. And I want to shout out
Wait, Sean, why are you shaking
to
your head? Is
surprise
this what it's come down
my
to?
No, 'cause
girlfriend
now-
that
no.
owns the business. Please and thank you.
Oh, so
All right, there's your shout out. And
shout outs are now banned.
and no more shout outs. The shout outs are now back.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you are our one and only shout out.
Yeah,
Because
see-
now we're going to get inundated.
Well, yeah,
with,
the podcast comes
Yeah.
to a
Yeah.
screeching halt.
All right,
We
we're going
wanna
to have
keep
to,
it-
well, we'll just have to like screen them. If they're not a question, then they don't get on.
Yeah, I'll
This is
email
a
back with our
question.
sales department's contacts. And you can,
Jackie, did you
We'll
ever
be
use...
sending you a bill
Pick another question.
shortly.
Did you ever use a doggy daycare when you're dog?
Absolutely not.
Isn't that? I feel the same way.
Never.
That would be the last.
Absolutely.
I would go to my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my sister, my
True.
brother,
Neighbors, true.
neighbors, anyone before. And there's nothing wrong with these places. They're
No,
awesome.
no. Nothing wrong with them at all.
But I just don't have the
For
heart
me,
to do that.
no, never.
If I saw my dog go into one of those places, it would break my heart and I would cry.
too.
Isn't that something?
let's open a place called like Last Resort Doggy Daycare.
Oh. No, I think like maybe if you've done it like when they were babies, like puppies, maybe. But like if your dog has never been before, they'd be traumatized.
scared.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Nikki. Terrified.
I feel the same. Yes.
They're so used to their routine, and you're just going to throw them somewhere where they don't know anybody.
I was the same way with my kids when they were little. I couldn't leave them
yeah.
like with anybody. It had to be
Totally.
family.
Totally.
It had to be family. I
Jet
didn't
would
use-
be upset.
I wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah. That's why 3 years ago when I went to Florida, my wife flew down. I drove down in a rented van with Jet,
With Jet.
and I slept in the van with him on the side of the Interstate 81. And then the second day, I continued to drive, and I met her down there at the
Yeah.
place. I said, if we fly to Florida, what's going to happen to him?
We used to take our dog everywhere.
We
Yeah.
cuddled on the side of a Interstate 81 on a cold January night.
Well, there are places that take pets, hotels. There's a ton of them. We used to take our
Yeah, but
dog
Joe's cheap, so-
everywhere.
Yeah, no, I just felt weird doing that.
Like, man.
I remember I opened
Everywhere.
this is a scene like in a movie. I opened the sliding door in the middle of the night, and he and I walked out, and we both walked together into the woods, peed, and then walked back in the van and went back to sleep.
Two buds.
Yeah, and I
Oh.
cuddled under a kayak.
Oh.
Your turn. It's your turn. You got to pick another one. That was
Oh.
a ripoff. Brown bag at WNEP.com. No more shout outs. Sean got mad. I've never seen that look on his
Sean
face.
did get
Yeah, his
mad.
eyebrows curled in. He was smoke coming out of his ears.
If any items are left from the POL cabin, why not auction them off during
Ooh.
Go Joe?
Ooh.
That would be awesome.
Ooh.
Jake helps with Go Joe anyway. I bet it would be popular with the show on for 43 years. Viewers would love a piece of history.
What did we do with all that stuff? And what a great idea.
They
That
enjoy
is
the
a great
podcast.
idea.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
all,
Is
in
there
the, it
anything
was all
left?
tossed in the dumpster. Next question.
Nothing left.
Next question.
Thanks for asking. Yeah, it was all dumpster
When
fire.
Jake was here,
we
he
actually
could-
burned it all in a giant fire.
When
No,
Jake was here, we had a
explained
question
why,
similar. He
yeah.
explained where everything was going and what
Yeah.
we're doing with it. Some stuff is still there, but a lot of stuff he took.
or
it was-
return to the people that
Oh,
donated
yes,
to them in the first place.
Yeah, or return to
It
them.
all found a home. No, we
It all
didn't
went,
trash them.
yeah. So a lot of those items were donated or kind of loaned.
Yeah, and
Some
then
of them were.
he had that canoe. Didn't he like set that on fire like the Vikings load everything in it?
Wait a minute, I didn't
Right?
hear
Yeah,
that.
puts
And
it
he-
all
no, he
out.
didn't.
Yeah, and he puts it
But
all out in
that's
the
what the
lake.
Vikings
Yep.
would do. They would set like a body on fire.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Viking funeral for all
Yes,
the stuff.
the Viking
in
funeral.
POL.
A
Viking
That's what he did.
funeral.
Yes.
And the bear that
Yes.
I remember seeing on the wall, I think he said he's going to save that and make like a Native American outfit out of it for him. And he'll
Nice.
just go out to a restaurant wearing the bear head on a cold night with the
I'm sure it'd be very warm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could see him doing that.
Yeah, I can
And
see him doing that,
attractive.
too.
Yeah.
And attractive. All right, Shoddy baby.
Good plan.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, like, did you first notice when you got the birds that they were not attractive? Like from the start, it was a poor.
From the start.
Oh, from the start.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
It's almost like in old England where they used to assign couples, the assigned marriages.
Arranged marriages.
If it's not going to work, it's not going to work.
But I'm trying to make it work.
It's over. They're old too. They're probably not even interested in
only option.
reproducing anymore anyway. Sean's shaking his head. Sean
no,
is cranky
I'm
today.
trying to think of the title of this podcast because it's got to be something about like the sun burning out because literally that's what this
Another
podcast
one.
Another sun.
So it says,
burnout.
Joe, we have seen shooting stars, which I think are stars that have burned out.
Oh my God!
My
no.
son tells
No.
me it's just a matter of time before our own sun burns
that the
out.
same question?
What are your thoughts on this?
No, but that's a
said
great.
it?
Same person, maybe?
Who sent it?
Susan.
She sent
From
this
Honesdale.
question too.
Did you miss the first part then? Because shooting stars is a great question. See, we're answering the science in astronomy.
No.
Oh,
All right, answer the shooting star.
Shooting
part.
star. So you could pick any clear night of the year, lay back on your deck in your yard, and you'll see streaks of light in the sky. So they have nothing to do with stars. I think most people realize that. They're specks of dust, usually no bigger than sand grains on the beach, that are burning up in the atmosphere.
Didn't know that.
If you would look this up, Sean, while I babble, there's something like 500 tons, I hope I'm right with that stat, of material that gets burned up in our atmosphere every single is it hour or day. Stuff is constantly being attracted to the Earth as the Earth orbits the sun, and every time one of those little objects get pulled in, we see a streak in the sky. That's what a shooting star is.
It's so unromantic.
It's so unromantic. But ancient people used to think that they were stars that would shoot through the sky. Stars don't shoot. They're trillions of miles away, and they're not going anywhere. How many tons?
Each day, 48.5 tons of meteoritic material
48?
burns up in the Earth's atmosphere
Each
each
day.
day.
So 50 tons. That's the equivalent of like 50 tons?
That's a lot.
I thought it was-
48.5 tons, it says.
So picture my little Mazda Miata. That's like 50 of those things every day.
my God.
Particles. Isn't that
in the,
something?
being thrown into our atmosphere. And when they're bigger, they don't burn up. They make it all the way to the surface. They strike the earth and cause mass extinctions,
Yeah.
like the one that wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago.
Wow.
Dun, dun, dun. So most of these are small, and they're left over from comets and debris in space. Pretty cool. All right. I think I'm up, am I? All right. This is going to be a great question. I can feel it in my knuckles because as I dove in, I hit my knuckle on the side of the bag. It's going to be worth it. Are you ready? This is for Mindy. I heard her call a loofah sponge a sea sponge. It's actually comes from plants you can pick and dry out. Joey from Scranton. Help me out, ladies, because I know Sean doesn't know this. Loofah, sea sponge, what's going on?
Well, a sea sponge is
I know.
soft.
I know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can buy these.
So
things
you go
and-
to Florida, they have lots of places where you can buy sea.
Yeah, the sea
but a
sponge is
loofah to
actual,
me,
like-
right, Nikki?
It's
wouldn't
actual
that
life.
be
I understand that.
exfoliating?
Yeah.
Like to me, a loofah is exfoliating. It's like a little rougher, so you can get that
Yeah.
dead skin
Yeah,
off.
I don't think loofah and a sponge
a
are the
sea
same.
sponge
Yeah.
is not. the
No,
same.
that's different.
yeah.
No, but
One's for exfoliation and one is just more for.
But a
like,
loofah is
bathing.
made from a plant?
Is that what?
Is
What
that
is,
what-
Yeah,
what's the question?
they are made out of plants.
I
We're
heard
trying
her
to
call
grow
a
them.
loofah a sea sponge. It's actually comes from plants that you can pick and dry out. So there's sea sponge, which are not plants, but
Two
they're
different things.
Yeah, they're two different things. They're
We're
very,
trying to grow loofahs.
Whoa! What?
Really, you are?
Yes.
birds?
My boyfriend and I are trying to grow loofahs. We planted them a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, so it is a plant.
It is a plant.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So loofah is a plant.
Loofah is a plant.
And what does it look like? What does it do?
Well, they are not growing very well.
But okay, so best case scenario, what happens?
They just grow up and it's just
Are they spiny or?
yeah.
or- yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a loofah's like a big.
They look
puff-
like
puffy
cucumbers.
thing. Let me see.
Hold on.
You gotta put that up to the YouTube camera. But, and then you want to clean with these things? Like use that as a
They're
sponge?
Is that why you wanna
they're
grow them?
gourds.
Yeah.
They're-
Like exfoliate.
Sean's like they're
exfoliation.
gourds.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. I didn't know that.
Hold on.
That's
Yeah.
cool. What's that? They're gourds.
They're gourds. They're technically a gourd.
But I think a loofah, I think
They
it's
look like a
squishy
they
thing
look
you
like a
No.
cucumber. If I can
No.
get my phone to load.
It's like it's exfoliating. It's like rough.
All right, so you buy one at Wegmans?
Well, I'm sure they
Could
have
you eat these
synthetic
loofahs?
ones,
I
right?
think you have to like put them together once they grow.
You know what? You guys are sick.
I don't know.
They could probably ball up like the dry.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But now I think they make them like fake. They make it synthetic ones
Yeah.
that are kind of to, yeah.
This is definitely a male-female thing. When I shower or bathe, I don't use a washcloth, a loofah, nothing. It's quick. It's soap, and I'm done in 3 minutes.
Well, we know what you have the loofah for.
Jackie, know that story or no?
No.
It has to keep coming up every once in a while. My wife has those loofah balls.
Yeah.
The plasticky ones are like, you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
pink, blue.
Yeah.
So when she's not around, after I take a shower, I use it to clean the shower. I put
What if
soap.
she uses that on her face or something?
I put soap on it, and
That's
it's like a good
disgusting.
abrasive
Oh my
thing that cleans the shower better
And
than
then you put it
anything.
back?
And then I wash it off, then I put it back.
Ah,
Is that bad?
that's terrible.
It really is.
Yeah.
I advise everyone to try it.
What if she had some kind of like bacteria and she had like an open cut or something and she got like a massive like infection and it would be all your fault?
It's just like a little soap scum. It's nothing major. And then I clean it, and it's gone. And then I rinse it off and leave it there. Please don't tell her.
That's gross.
Where do I put this? Up to the
Right
camera?
up to the red light there.
This, my friend, is a loofah plant.
You can get even closer, Joe.
I
Get
think
right
that's
up in
cool.
there.
So do they
This
grow
is
in
a
There you
the
go.
dirt?
plant.
Is that what
Yeah.
you do?
Yeah, they grow in
Oh,
the
it
dirt.
just went black. Hold on.
Yeah, all right. Well, at least we saw it.
But ours
Yeah,
aren't
right.
growing.
All right, so
Oh.
you're going to try to grow that thing.
That's so cool.
We're trying, but they haven't grown yet. I don't know.
I bet you that would be good for scrubbing.
Yeah,
Cucumber.
okay,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
That'd be good for scrubbing the shower.
See, that's not the same as a.
Well, I'll get if they grow, I'll get you one. You can use it for your shower.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So you think I'm sick for doing that too?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
understand.
That's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
Period. End of conversation.
But I rinse it off thoroughly when I'm done. It's rinsed off.
That's my mom voice.
It's thoroughly rinsed off, and I put it back for her. You guys should try this. You don't understand. They're the best cleansers around.
Oh, Travis, former NEPA resident.
We have to
We
get one
haven't had-
Travis
we haven't
every
had one
week.
yet. I'm kind of surprised.
All right. It's everyone's favorite time of year when everything is covered in pollen and everyone's seasonal allergies are kicking our butts. It has me wondering though, how we as humans haven't evolved to be immune to pollen. It's not like pollen is new. Or does it have something to do with us being inside more now that we aren't exposed to pollen as much?
We're loading up on the science questions this week. So he's saying the body. No, we are. I mean, so when you inhale pollen or particulates, dust, salt grains, your body is going to react and it's going to attack these invaders and stimulate your immune system. And that's why you have coughing and sneezing. It thinks it's an invader. So he's saying what? Why?
He's saying, why aren't we as immune to it?
So we should have these things come into our body and our body should say, oh, it's just pollen. Let's
Yeah.
move on.
But wouldn't that be anything though?
Yeah, so
Like your body
Right.
probably
Wouldn't
was.
fight off anything at
Yeah.
that point.
yeah, it's got a very keen sense of the protein coat on these structures. If it's a virus, it's going to attack it, kill it. Bacteria, pollen. Pollen really isn't alive. It's a thing that came from a plant
Irritant.
that's used to reproduce. Pollen grains, I don't want to gross anyone out here, but you guys probably already know this, is like sperm cells. They're male plant sperm.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah,
I
so,
didn't know that.
you know, humans reproduce with sperm, any mammals, plants, they can't walk and reproduce, so they like,
Pistil and a stamen and all
yeah,
that.
here's
kind of
my
action.
sperm, and it blows in the wind trying to get to a female plant by chance.
Wow.
And then it goes in your nose by mistake.
That's why bees are important.
That's
'Cause
bees
they carry
take it,
that
they're
pollen all over
pollinators,
themselves and
Oh,
they
yeah.
land. Yeah.
And that's why plants produce flowers for only the reason of attracting an insect for the nectar, and they accidentally grab the plant sperm pollen and take it to the next plant, thus reproduction. See, it all goes back to reproduction territory, just like what's her name
Life.
said it was.
It goes back to life.
Yeah.
So
But
just embrace the itchy eyes, runny
Yeah.
nose. That means your body's working.
Right. And if some people
it's a histamine reaction.
Yes, and if
yeah.
some people that get the really bad allergies, that's something that they're lacking. Like it's probably more common not to be as affected, I would think. As
I don't know,
people
how
that
common
maybe-
it is. But you're right.
that
It's your
people-
body's way of saying, okay, I have a foreign invader. I'm going to kick up my mucus. I'm going to sneeze it out. I'm going to even develop a fever. I'm going to kill this invader. even though it's really not. There you go. Pollen. Sperm cells flying around us. Isn't it great? It's always, you know what? It's always a man problem. That's what I think. It's always the men ruining everything. And there's another example. Just like sugar, not attracted to cinnamon.
Yeah, right. Maybe that's the title of this podcast.
Men ruin everything.
Men ruin everything.
I don't know.
Whose
about
turn?
that.
Last
I don't know.
one,
I
maybe?
could
I don't know.
debate that one too.
You're not going to what? You're going to debate
I'm
that
not a man basher.
Oh.
I'm not one of those man bashers because women could be, you know.
Wait a minute.
pretty
You're telling me,
rough,
let's get
too.
into this now.
I don't.
Because
I'm
when
not
Shawn,
I'm
when
not a
guys
man-
are around.
I don't like blanket men as all.
But like
bad
in
or
nature in
annoying.
general,
In nature in general.
That they're what?
like across all species. would
This is
you
always
say-
one of my problems, yeah. Men, our species. Who's incarcerated? Who's the aggressor? Who starts wars? Who is violent? It's men, men. It's our nature. Just admit it.
But
Who's buying Harley Davidsons?
but
Who's
what?
hunting?
But I mean,
It's men.
so you're just saying men are bad, inherently bad.
Men, from our genetic disposition,
No, but those
are inherently
traits-
more aggressive and violent.
It's just that those traits could lead to problems
Correct.
more than passive
They
traits
could.
that wouldn't. That's
They
all.
could. Women are nurturers.
Yes. That's
does-
always one of my problems. If you tell a woman, a feminist maybe, that you're such a nurturer and a carer and you're so emotional, they're offended by that.
For the most part, by nature, they are.
They are, right.
Because of their bodies. Period.
Right. So they should accept that in the same way that I accept that most.
But does it? I don't. Say
That doesn't
it's
mean
a
I'm in
bad
jail
thing,
or
and I
I'm
don't mean
aggressive
a
or I'm
man's
violent.
A bad.
No.
Men are bad. Women are not
I
bad.
just
Because
couldn't-
women could be
I-
pretty cranky
I couldn't-
and
yeah.
Oh,
not
yeah.
very nice, right? To
Oh,
each
yeah.
other, to other people, just as much as like maybe even worse.
But men
than
are
a man
aggressive.
would
Men are
talk about,
violent.
Women
men-
would talk about women, or men won't get together and like, oh, look at his.
I hate when
whatever.
people just say just a blanket statement about men or
Yes,
women.
exactly.
But that's what we're
Everybody's
doing now.
But I
I
think
know,
it's
I
still a
hate that.
carryover from times where, like,
It's
if men were
evolutionary.
the hunters and they
Well, their
had to be aggressive
physiology
in order
is
to, and the
different than
women,
a woman's. Period.
we're having the children. I couldn't see a woman who's like 7 months pregnant being the aggressive one and
That's
going out
right.
and like
No, Shawn,
hunting
that's
a woolly mammoth.
It's exactly
It-
correct.
Like, I don't
For
think you
hundreds,
can't have it both ways.
You can't have
I
it
think
both- for
you need-
hundreds
and
of
that's why
thousands
you
of
need both.
years.
You need-
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise,
Complement
the
each
human
other.
species wouldn't exist
Right.
today if you didn't have the two sides of the spectrum.
Men
Thank
and
you.
women
That
wouldn't
complement
exist.
each other.
It's science and the way it's meant to be. So
Right.
I accept the aggressor. I accept the violence. I'm not that, but our species has that characteristic in the males. Shawn, let's fight.
But I wouldn't say that they cause every problem. That I don't agree.
I'd say let's have a beer and talk about it.
So there.
Okay.
All right.
No, what I'm just saying, it's those men, plants releasing the sperm that cause allergies. That's all.
Okay.
And then the dainty females.
We like
just,
men. We like men.
We do.
Who's up? I think
No, are we?
no,
You
Jackie.
can answer another one.
Jackie's gonna
up.
do the
All right,
last one. This is it.
Jackie.
Are you sure
Do
it's
this.
me? Isn't it Shawn?
No, it's
No,
Jackie,
because you're a
the
special guest. Yeah, you're the guest. And now this may be 3 or 4 long, because it has to be. We have to end on the right one. Oh,
Something's wrong there, but that's all right.
It's on a cable, I think.
this has to be
Has
the
to
right
be a
one.
good question.
It's going to be a good one. I know it is, and this is going to fly us out.
I don't think this is a. Oh, here. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh wow.
Why does my facial hair or armpit hair grow faster than the hair on the top of my head? I don't even know if that's true. And why don't we go bald in the places we shave all the time instead of the place where we want to keep hair? That's a good one.
Hair is tricky. So
Very tricky.
there's a lot of theories as to why man has become the naked ape.
Why does my facial
But does hair
Faster.
say on your hair on your head? Are you ready for this stat? It's a beautiful one. Hair grows an inch every 72 days
on your head?
on your head. Does it do that on your eyebrows? No. Does it do that on a man's beard? I don't know. But on your head, an average 1 inch every 72 days. Shawn, AI answer, how fast does hair grow?
Sorry, I'm doing multiple things at once.
Okay.
He's ordering something.
But
from
did you know? No, this
Amazon.
is deep in science again. We don't know why we lost our hair. It's I think it's for bonding reasons when we left.
What are we trying to figure out? Sorry.
Well,
How
hair.
fast?
How fast does body hair grow from place to place? AI has the answer. I get older. Do you guys notice this, or is this a man thing? Because you've seen this in men. I know, Jackie, your husband. Eyebrow hairs as men get older, they're out of control. Why is that?
They are.
I don't know. Yeah, they get bushier.
Like, I never had to cut my eyebrow
Yeah.
hairs until I was in my 40s. Now it's like all of a sudden one sticks out. I look like a crayfish
It's
A
weird.
crayfish.
if I don't start manicuring these things, and I hate it.
Well, women get mustaches and like beards.
Yes. Hormone displacement, hormone
Could be.
cycling. Shawn has the answer. Here we go.
When you're so on the low end, all hair everywhere seems to grow at the same rate. It's like
Whoa. On the low end.
0.3 to half a centimeter per month.
That goes with the inch
But on
every
the
72.
high end,
High end.
head hair goes up to like 1.3 centimeters per month, and that's on like the high end. Eyebrows, it's virtually the same.
What?
Armpit hair,
Armpit hair grows the same as your head hair?
0.3 to 0.7, but head hair has the highest potential of growing more per month. But everything else seems
Wow.
to grow around that 0.2, 0.3.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah.
So what was her question? Why does this happen? Look at Jack.
Why does my facial armpit grow faster?
Oh, so hers actually grows faster, or his, than the hair on the head, which seems
Yeah.
reverse
Yeah.
of most
Yeah.
trends.
On average, like all your body hair grows about half an inch per month.
Half an inch per month. Or like I said, 1 inch every 72 days.
I don't know. We don't
Wow.
know why. We don't know.
We don't know.
We just don't know.
Well, we know that hair is
Do we-
necessary
do we
for...
have to know? I mean,
Do we have to figure this out today?
Hair is necessary.
Thank you, Shawn.
Hair is necessary for skin chafing during mating. It's necessary for thermal insulation to keep body heat in. It's necessary
I feel
for
like my arm hair doesn't grow that fast, though. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute, you've never shaved your arm, right? And look at it.
No.
Shawn, bring up your stats because she never shaved her arm and that hair is not growing.
Are you saying like
No, like this hair. Like the hair.
true? I guess in theory it would just perpetually be growing your
Yeah.
arm hair. Like my arm hair would be like down to the floor.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
good point.
I guess until
How does it know when to stop?
I guess until the length it's supposed to grow to,
Right,
and then it
yeah,
stops.
and
But
then
why
it
does your head
stops.
hair keep growing?
This is an endocrinology question
Yeah,
that
'cause
none
you're-
of
Yeah.
us here are qualified
No.
for.
If you let your
But-
head hair grow, it will keep growing indefinitely.
It will,
You
and
seem
your
like the
beard
world record
probably.
people, but like your arm hair, if I were to shave my arm hair off, it would grow back to this length and stop there.
My
I'm going to
leg
look at
hair
this
grows
later
so
online.
fast.
I want to know if there's a human being
there a
that they've
limit?
never shaved any part of the body and
I
what it
never
looks like
shaved-
after 50 years.
I never shaved my arm. It looks the same.
Yeah, nobody.
Like,
who
no,
shaves their
I don't
arms?
shave my arm.
And well, let's go back 10,000 years. There's maybe obsidian to cut hair, but there's no knives or scissors or glass.
Right.
Everyone were big, hairy messes.
I can't believe we're ending on this question.
Jackie, I want to say this. Thanks for filling in.
Thanks for
And I
having
want to
me.
say
It was
this.
an honor to be
You
with
seriously
you
have
guys.
beautiful hair. You really do. And the other thing is, will you please get sugar and cinnamon, maybe a little get together
You
sometime?
you can't force it, right? You just
You-
can't.
Please?
You can't. I don't.
I want grandbirds.
That would be so cute, though, to have a little hatchling. Aw.
Let's just end
That
on
would be
grand
sweet.
birds.
No, wait, before we go, is there anything you'd like to promote before we leave?
Oh, yeah, Jackie. Here's your big chance. Home and backyard, baby.
Oh, yeah. No,
Oh, yeah.
You do have things to promote. She does.
I do.
Okay.
I could promote Home and Backyard every Saturday morning at 10.
Love it.
And Home and Backyard Cookbook on WNEP
P
Plus, and Home and Backyard
Gardening
Gardener's
Guide.
Guide, also on WNEP Plus.
Yes.
So you go to
There's
the
a
streaming
lot.
app, you look
I
at the
need that.
menu at the bottom, and you get
Yes,
to
for the
choose all
loofahs.
these
The
things.
loofahs.
You
Yep.
look for
And it's
brown bag.
every
You look for
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, starting at 2. back to back.
You go to the
Yeah.
WNEP app. You look at the bottom. There's all these little streaming
WNP
things.
Plus app, not the phone app.
The Plus app
The
on
one
your
on
TV.
your TV. Download it.
And then
to
at the
TV.
bottom, you get to watch this.
Yeah.
You get to get recipes. You get to watch Home and Backyard.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sean, for reminding
Home and
me.
backyard episodes,
That's
all
very
that
nice
stuff's
of
on
you.
there. Yep.
And maybe someday, Nikki, we're going to end with this. You'll have grandbirds.
Yeah.
But probably not.
So exciting.
Probably not, though. But maybe someday.
Go bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.